After your sentence, you're sent upstate to a correctional facility where you'll go through what's called an intake process before being sent to your home state prison where you'll be spending the remainder of your sentence or your life. For me, that prison was SCI Houtzdale. When I got there, I decided to sort of sit back and observe my surroundings because it's prison. I did that by pretending to watch the TV while I was sitting off to the corner. Another inmate recognized what I was doing and came up and sat with me. His name was Aaron Wilson, and I learned he was my age and he had been in prison since he was 15. I thought back from the age I was 15 and all the things that I had done up until that point, which was 29 years old, and imagined he had been there that entire time. We never talked about his case because you don't talk about cases in prison. Later in my sentence, I started studying the law, which then led me to start talking to people about their cases. But after I got out, I learned that Aaron had finally was up for resentencing. Initially, it stemmed from a new change in the law, the Miller versus Alabama, where they ruled that a juvenile can't be sentenced to life without parole. It's considered unconstitutional. So they started sending all the juveniles who were sentenced to life without parole back to the court for a new sentence. Many of them got 25 to life, 30 or 35 to life. There's a couple that did get 50 to life. And in December, Aaron was resentenced to 50 to life. It was a shock to him. It was a shock to everybody. He had kept pushing it off, thinking if the more time he had in, the better chance he was going to get like the time served. But it didn't go that way. And I learned that his lawyer abandoned him at that time and didn't file an appeal, as you should. He got sentenced to 50 years. He should have appealed that. So I told him I was going to try to do something, and I started looking at his case and learned a lot of new interesting facts about him and his case, and that he may have actually been innocent of the actual murder. So as I talk to him here, you'll see too, he's been in prison since he was 15 and he's almost 40 now. I mean, you can't even fathom what that does to your mentality or your psyche. And this is a good example of what happens to you after so long in prison. He can't think even beyond those prison walls, which is really sad and heartbreaking to me because he's a great person. And I would like to do something for him and help him because 50 years is too long. And I know the judge held against him his prison record, what he's done in prison. And I've known Aaron. He's been in fights, as most people have. When you're in prison, you have to sort of acclimate to a different sort of way of living to survive. And that shouldn't be held against you. I mean, unless you're going out of your way to hurt somebody, and that wasn't Aaron. Also, I do mention in here that I was upset with some advocacy groups because and I have been throughout my sentence. I had reached out to them, and I always believed that they could and should do more. There's just the whole reason why I started this, because I don't want to just have these stories out. My end game is to make a change, to change some of these laws, to make it where a person can have the ability to appeal, where there's not a time limit or a time bar. And regardless if you're innocent or have, a good claim, the courts shut you down because of the time. And I don't believe that that's right. And there's a few things in the prison system too that I believe should be changed as well. The families are who really suffers when it comes to like the financial undertaking. The prices that they raised and they put on these inmates and the commissary, it's ridiculous. And it's taking advantage of the families. To send an email, it's 25 cents. These phone calls, $5, $10. That's not fair to the families. The inmates make 20 cents to 50 cents an hour, so they can't afford it. So the families have no choice but to pay it if they want to talk to them. And the profit that's being made is ridiculous and unnecessary. So that's why I've started this, because my end game is to change some of this crap. So I'd like to introduce my friend Aaron Wilson, and listen closely because you may too catch some things that I noticed after I listened to it, and let me know if you too believe that he could be innocent. Didn't Holly tell you I talked to the paralegal?
You talked. Hold on. No, you talked to Cheryl.
I don't know who it was. Yeah, I think Cheryl. The number you guys gave me.
Which number was it? Like it was a 3, something like that. All right. Now, what did she tell you? But this is the thing that I want you to talk to him and record his thing. You know, he told
legally I can't record it, but
you can't?
she
said you did that with Shauna yet?
Huh?
Go ahead. No, go ahead and say what you was about to say.
She said that the lawyer said, or let him know within 10 days, which was the time he had to file it. And
everybody was calling him.
Yeah.
Everybody was calling him. My mom was calling him over and over again, which she can tell you herself. Actually, what they said. Now, this is the part that I want him to answer. I remember him he kept saying, no, I don't want you to say nothing at your resentencing hearing because of the appeals and stuff. So then they sent the papers about 10 days after. I swear to God, I got the papers. I was looking for the envelope. I can't find the envelope because I must have threw it away. But they sent the papers to me 10 days after.
Man, listen, don't even worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, the negligence is clear, and he's not, because the only way to prove it is they would have to ask him, do you have proof that you communicated with Mr. Wilson? And he's not going to have any. So you couldn't explain to him the appeal process or any of that. You know, it won't even get that far, I don't think.
They're crazy though up there.
Yeah, that's
why. Remember, you got the envelope where I was writing a lawyer in Erie because I wanted to sue them.
Yeah, I read it.
I wanted to sue all of them, but he said what he handles cases that like injury.
Yeah,
I think he was trying
inside the prisons.
Yeah, because I think a lot of that stuff. Now let me tell you this though. All right, at Camp Hill, when I was at Camp Hill, so we say she told me this like 2 years ago. To Cheryl, she said, somebody was telling the dude Wesley to don't file nothing, like stay away from it. When I was trying to hurry up and go back to court,
yeah,
because I was trying to hurry up and then Camp Hill because I wanted to like get a promotional transfer so I can get closer to home. So I was like, all right, I gotta hurry up and get resentenced so I can go closer to home. But for like a good year at Camp Hill. I only stayed at Camp Hill like a year, 2 years, about 2 years and a half. But at least about a year and a half, like I was trying to get in touch with him. So, like he playing some games, man, and that's bad. They can't get in trouble for that stuff.
No, because what would happen is somebody would claim ineffective assistance of counsel, and they could get their motion granted. But that's basically what we're filing, a nunc pro tunc because counsel was ineffective.
Yeah.
They grant it, and nothing really happens to him. So, nothing happens to him. That's just the way it is, man. That's the same thing with the judges too. The judges have absolute immunity. It's ridiculous. That's the whole reason why I'm doing what I want to do, is because and I was sick of those advocacy groups. Now, I love the advocacy groups, but it was a lot of talk. It was a lot of promoting this and they're doing that bad, but it was what are you guys doing about it? What are you doing to change it? And
Yeah.
I wrote some pretty scathing emails the other week because they were posting this one lady. She has like 40 years in. She was a juvenile lifer, and they were talking about her story. And I said, well, what are you guys doing about it? This is
Yeah.
all you guys do is talk
Yeah,
and put these
they,
stories on. What's the end game?
they are, because there's a place that just wrote me again, which I got to put it in the email to you. Some studies out of Cincinnati, Ohio, and California. I guess it's like the college or something, but they keep wanting me to fill out these questionnaires to like find out, like, I don't know, like, where even prison stuff to the street stuff, like your background and all that is normally yes or no stuff.
Well,
But
I mean,
they
because
keep wanting,
your situation is a big deal. I mean, I know it doesn't
yeah,
seem like it in there because I mean you're so acclimated to prison, but out here, like you tell somebody, because I talk about you all the time. My boy Aaron, he's been in there since he was 15. He's my age. They're like,
yeah.
dang, 15. I mean, it's hard to even fathom. So
Yeah, every time I say it, but then it, like, to me, it's like, oh, it ain't a big deal. But I hear that shit every day. Like, I hear it every day. Like, 15. I'm like, oh, this is normal. This is normal nowadays.
and I
This
mean
is
now,
normal nowadays.
Aaron, and I mean as long as I've known you, we never talk about your case, and then
Yeah.
we talk about your case just recently, and I'm reading this stuff, and it's like you could be innocent. I mean, you're innocent of the actual murder. It's what I'm
Yeah.
getting from it. Like you never said anything like that. That's sort of a
Yo,
big deal.
yeah, but
don't
then, today, even when I got them papers, right, the impact statements back in, it was before I went to court. So we say July, right? I got them. Hold on. Maybe August or something like that, right? I still see stuff that I never knew none of that stuff in the papers.
Like
To like, I'm talking about even my aunt and them, everything.
yeah, I
Like,
read
and
them.
I still want to talk to them about it. But they're in Florida right now. But like, even, all right, there's a girl that we went to school with. She the one I kind of like highlighted something in there. Now, she might think I'm my twin brother. Like, she says she knows me. Then if you see, she'd be like, she cheerleads. We didn't have no cheerleaders. I was only in 7th and 8th grade. We didn't have cheerleaders. So she's mixing the story up with her knowing my brother. Like, it's so weird. The whole thing
That
is
happens a
weird,
lot,
and
though. There's actually a study on that out here
I hate that
that
shit.
their witness testimony can't be even considered credible. An eyewitness testimony could even be faulty. And they did this study. It was on National Geographic, and they had these jury members, a fake jury, and they played this video of like a car crash, and they said,
Yeah.
what was the color of the lady's purse? I mean, within like 20 minutes, they actually had the whole story completely different.
Oh my
The wrong
god.
car hit that car. It was the wrong color. It was crazy.
Oh my god.
And I've read
I hated them.
the one. I mean, some of them impact statements. I mean, they were pretty deep. Like the one girl, she says it was the lady who died's son's wedding.
Yeah. Now, yo, then check this out. You probably ain't know this either, but it's in there. All right, I remember one day me and my best friend took the car, right? This is way before that, right?
Yeah.
But me and my twin brother in the house, playing video games in the dining room. The next door neighbor walks in because she come to talk to my grandma about it. Now you seen it in there. It said something about she went to the Wilson's residence or some shit.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that was true. But they never talked about that They never talked about that. They never talked about that in court, because she would come over there and tell my grandma about it, like the car being moved, because sometimes we'd joyride a car and bring it back. Now I'm playing video games, right? Me and my brother don't even know. Like he never knew. Like me and my friends would steal the car, because he wasn't like into none of that stuff. But like I'm playing a video game and we look back, like she's talking to my grandma about it, and I'm like, oh shit. But she made eye contact with me, like I know it's you. Like, because I think the granddaughter would say like he's bad. Like everybody knew it. Like I was like stealing cars. I think everybody knew. But yeah, she would come over there, and would sit on the porch with my grandma. But they wouldn't say none of that in court. They didn't want to make it look like the family knew, but they didn't want like that to be brought up. Like it was so fucking. It's sad. Like the shit was like, because it broke up families.
Oh yeah.
Like they were all good till we moved, because we just moved back from Erie, and it was just like, all right, this whole thing. You figure the Wilson family, Peterson family, some Hamiltons for a little bit. Even the Ford. I know you've seen the last name in their Fords.
Yeah.
That was at the police station. That was Ricky Ford. That was the adult. Then it was Dane. He was 17 at the time. But it all just got like little Meadville got messed up for a little bit. Just people, but now people just kind of like block it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like my twin brother don't want to be there. My sister moved away for a little bit.
Damn.
But the one thing that I didn't want none of them to like deal with is like my nephews having the last name Wilson, like or what they would have to go through. You know what I mean? Because one of the girls was a teacher. Like she grew up and was a teacher. Yeah, you seen it in there. So it was like, what are they thinking?
Right.
My mom just told me last night that the police would harass my twin brother, like they kept on like pulling him over, even if he's at like 16 or 17, and me and him never even talk about this.
That's the same thing my family went through too, man. That's
what? Just from you, because
of the last name. And they had no idea that I was selling drugs. That's the way town goes. But Aaron, did they use that like in trial? I didn't read anything about your trial, but the one girl she wrote that it's probably happened this way because it makes sense, and she said, her aunt.
No, she didn't. None of that stuff. Say that part again.
She said her aunt started keeping her purse in the bedroom because we believe Aaron was going in there and taking the car keys and taking money out of her purse, and we think that he went into her bedroom looking for the purse because she moved it in there at nighttime, and she would have woken up and recognized that it was him. He would have known, and then. They never said killed her. Like that was the idea, but
they just jump
things don't add up.
Just putting story now. Like, all right, throw this story out there. Like it was the one that me and the cop said it was mine. There's Dane's, there's Ricky's, there's all kind of different.
That was a good story though, but when it comes down to like if you're thinking of theories. Your fingerprints being on the window, that obviously would have been there because you broken into the house multiple times. But the person who killed her had gloves on because there was gloves. Yeah. So they did. So that wouldn't have been your fingerprints.
And I went and got them for them.
The gloves.
Like I got it for the adult. Then one was on the store. They found the other one on top of there's a store back there, Valesky's, and then one was on a roof. They found it on the roof, but the police never wanted it. The store owner got it, and because they had told my dad about it. Yo, listen, this stuff is so messy, but what did it good is like I basically helped them at the police station.
Because they talked you. You
That
were a kid. They talked you into.
I helped them. Then another thing that was in there. All right, there's a lady in the impact statement. She passed away. She was the lady that found her sister. It was a sister, and that was one that I always wanted because I seen her. Like I seen her on the porch crying. Which now she at that time I thought she probably was in her 60s or something. But they like reading them statements, they said she passed away, but she never believed it was me. She's not alive. She's not alive today. These are all the statements are all the kids that was my age.
All right. Well, I mean, I really don't even know the full story. So tell me. I know you were into stealing cars. You were into drugs, selling, making money. You were 15 in the hood. But I mean, capable of murder. It doesn't make sense. So you're with two other dudes.
Yeah.
That the one was a minor. The other one was a minor.
Yeah, and the other one's like a crackhead. Like he was just up for like anything. Now he was doing this shit too.
The older guy. He was older, right?
Yeah, he was already looking at that house like a sweet lick. Like he the one that originally put me onto it. Like yo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was the one that because they was on his ass
and
before.
They didn't get any time.
No, he only went to the police station.
That's what kills me.
He only went to the police. Yeah.
That don't make no sense.
Even with like tampering with evidence, because he ditched the car. He ditched the car in the area out of town, because he didn't want it. Like I bring the cars back. Like it's just a stolen car. Like I get it out. What are you gonna do? Like what are we gonna do? Like I bring it back. No, that's how I looked at it.
I know you. I know how you were. How you are.
I take my friend's mom's car and I bring it back. Like I was just borrowing it. But all right, say the old head. The old head comes down there to he just would sit on the porch and drink beer with my dad.
Your codefendant.
My dad, the older dude, Ricky Ford.
How old was he?
Ford one. He's like my dad age. He was like my dad age, but so, I would say at that time, but he was in the he needed money to get high. Like his family's from Meeville. I think he's from Meeville too, but he moved away and came back. So all he would do was sit on a porch with my dad and drink beer, then go about his business, get high, come back. But my dad didn't get high. But my dad was at work this night, and they still think it's in the morning, but this shit's at nighttime. But he was up for it. I told him like I'm trying to steal a car, blah 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 blah. Because I was to steal cars and go to Erie. Like I wouldn't steal cars and drive around Meeville. So I would steal cars and go, like hop on the highway and get away, whether go shopping, do whatever. But this night, my homie, my best friend that I normally steal cars with, he's in Ohio. So now I use Dane, but the old head he's already down in the alley, like looking for my dad. But we tell him like what we about to do. Like he gasses it up and like, man, y'all better get some gloves, blah 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 blah. Y'all can't go in the house. So
the old head.
The old head, yeah. So all right, I go over to
he knew what he was doing. And to have you young kids, I mean,
yeah.
That's the way a lot of these crimes are. There's an older guy who's sort of like influencing the young dudes. But what doesn't make sense in your case is they weren't charged. They went home.
Yeah, I know.
There's a thing called felony murder in Pennsylvania. I mean, you see there's that big case going on right now. If you're with somebody who commits a murder, you get charged with murder, second-degree murder. How explain that to me, Aaron?
Then, well, I think at that time they both knew knew the I feel like knew the system and knew how to play it.
In the
They can't.
interrogation room.
Yeah.
Well, tell me what happened in the
So
interrogation room. Start there
what
then.
what you talking about with them? I don't know what happened with them.
No, with you. I mean, because you
With me?
confessed. I mean, it's sort of. It looks like you confessed to it.
Yeah.
So how did you confess to it?
Yeah. Once my dad was out of there, right? When he left, like signed the papers, blah 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 blah. He left.
Signed so
Once,
they could talk to you.
yeah, my random rights or whatever that shit is.
Yeah.
All right, the cop. I'm telling him like what I did and what I didn't do. He's like, he keeps telling me what they're saying downstairs.
Like
All right, and I'm like, and in my head I'm thinking like, why are they saying this? Really, I'm thinking like, all right, I am the youngest, so like if I bite this, that's what's in my head.
Right.
I could bite this and this is nothing, but not knowing like everything, like details about what's with the house.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So you went along with the cops' details.
Yeah.
Because it's his details,
like,
thinking that that's what they're telling him.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, I'm dead serious.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense to me now.
So the dude Stefanucci, he's getting closer to me. He's not like being violent, but he's like saying, I'm the only one that can help you out of this. Like he would bring up my siblings. He'd be like, do you want to see your siblings again? I'm dead. I'm thinking like, all right. First of all, how do you? My sister don't even live in in the alley, but he knows like, do you want to see your sister again? Do you want to see your brother again? And I'm thinking like, now, like I start crying and shit. So he's like, all right, just, what did you do? Did you go in there and you just tied something around her neck and shit like that? And I'd be like, yeah. Then he'd be like, so you use this, but this was all before the tape
that they recorded it.
Yeah, he don't get the tape till we already say everything that we're going to say on the tape. No, I didn't know we were going to say all this on the tape,
right? But
he's saying all this. You know what I mean?
He coached you
to get me. Yeah, he did. He really did to get me to. So he kind of.
It's a common thing, Aaron. I know you weren't into law that much. When I got into law, I read cases like this all the time.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
When it comes to teenagers, they're always
and really
talked into.
I thought he was going to. Be honest with you, I thought he was really going to help me out the situation. He said he would. He said he's just. I'm the only one that can help you out this situation. Do you want to see your siblings again? Blah 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 blah. Not knowing I would be here, or like I'm thinking maybe juvenile life or some shit. You know, the 21 thing, and that wouldn't have been a big deal. It would have been a big deal, but it wouldn't have been. You know what I mean? I would have been in here at damn near 40 years old. He gets me to say all of that. In my head, I'm still not thinking prison for life. You know what I mean? But once we did the record, like I wish you can see. I don't know if you can get that stuff, but I wish you can see the printout of the conversation over the video thing. It's just, yeah, no. Yeah, so you did, so this is when you did this. And I was like, yeah. It's like, it was just, you probably can hear me crying in the joint. Like, if you can actually hear it. It was. Did
they play that at your trial?
It was kind of sad. Yeah, they played it at suppression hearing. I think they played it at suppression hearings. But yeah, they for sure played it for the jury. Then he'd be like, this is the one thing he'd be like, so you over the before he pulled out the recorder, I had shorts on. So he said, what did you strangle her with? Then I would be like, I don't know. He's like, come on. Did it look like this? Did it look like that? Like the short, then I was like, yeah, it looked like that. And stuff like it you can tell that it was like a dumbass kid on this recorder. Like no, you can tell. Like if you could, I don't know if you can, if it's possible you can get like, I know you probably can't get the recording,
No,
but
we
if you
could
can,
we might be able to get it if because you're technically back in court right now. So once
yeah,
once we get your appeal rights back, we'll ask for your your H
yeah,
file.
I wish you could see it because I want you to see it for yourself. But I definitely was, I was in there for about 3, 4. Like I told you, I went there in the morning. I didn't get out to the Crawford County Jail till third shift.
They took you to the adult jail.
Yeah, to Crawford. I went to the hospital first. Then they took me out there. Like it was on third shift. So sometime it felt like at least like 11 something.
And you're
But
a
I
kid.
was there. Yeah,
Like none
I
of
was
these
there.
cops are like thinking about that. Like, hey, this he's a kid.
Nah. Then even in the like I wish you could talk to this dude on a recorder. This doctor that lied on me talking about I told him that I did it. I wouldn't even say nothing in the hospital. I was just like crying while they were like taking DNA tests and stuff. I was just in the handcuffed, of course. I don't know if I was handcuffed to like a bed or anything, but I was damn sure handcuffed, and it was like two cops. Cops didn't say nothing that I said nothing, but they got a doctor. Then they didn't pop up with this until like 6 months with me being in the county jail. Like it's this stuff is just sad. But I wish you can. I hope you can get more stuff and more paperwork
Yeah. Well, back
about it.
Aaron, these two guys, and I mean, I wish you understood the law a little bit because it's like I'm
Yeah,
trying to say stuff and you're like not getting it. These
yeah.
two guys, did they
Oh wait,
testify on you at trial?
nah. The Dane only had to he had to come and plead the fifth at the trial, not in front of the jury though. What's the name went back to Michigan. Um, Ricky Ford, the adult, went back to Michigan soon after. But Dane, the Hamilton one, the 17-year-old, he only came to the to the trial outside of the jury and had to pled the Fifth Amendment or something.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have to
That's
go on
all
the
he did.
stand.
Yeah, and he stuck with his statement from the police station. The other one, nothing. The other one, nothing.
Do they have
Like,
any records prior to or after this?
did
The
who have
murder?
any?
The,
Yeah.
well,
Both of them. Like they knew the whole game. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't have lawyers and shit
no.
at the police station.
Aaron, no, it's believe me, it's not that, man. They
Yeah.
because you didn't have a record, so it doesn't make
Nah.
sense to send you to prison for the rest of your life
Yeah.
when you got these two guys who have a criminal history.
Yeah.
They're obviously have the pattern
one
of
was
doing
on.
stuff. Let's get these guys off the street. What I'm saying is, Aaron, their statements, they made a statement and they probably worked with them even after this, probably for
Oh
years,
yeah, I think so. I do think so. I think the adult for
to
sure.
make sure that they had no ties. Because it's almost unheard of that somebody just walks, they get to go home. They walked home that night from, I mean, they left while you
Yeah, they
went to jail.
yeah, they ain't come with me. They wasn't out there with me
That don't make
for
sense,
sure.
man.
I'm dead. Yeah. Nah. Then I didn't see Dane tell that. I mean, he came to hearings with everybody else, but trial he only did that fifth. He was sitting behind me and doing the fifth and pleading the fifth thing. But the adult, man, I swear, nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing.
It-
They didn't even want to listen to them. They didn't even want to hear them and hear about them at trial. Yeah, of course I could mention them. My attorney could have mentioned them, but they just wasn't. They're like he's enough.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
even
because
said they even said
that's
they even
reasonable
said it-
doubt. Those two would have been should have been enough reasonable doubt. That's what the law. You know, when you get found guilty, it has to be beyond a reasonable doubt. And
Yeah.
if it comes down to, well, it could have been Aaron, but
Yeah.
it may have been one of these guys and not Aaron. That's
Then
why the whole felony murder thing exists, because they don't even want to play with it. They'll just, all right, let's just charge everybody with murder.
then the adult made it seem like he told them where he hid, because he threw the keys in a drain, like in a drain. Then he made my twin brother wipe down the car, like of his fingerprints, since he was the last one that drove it. But nobody knows, but like he's smart enough to know, like, I don't want, you know what I mean? Don't have me in none of this. And like they knew what was going on. Well, he for sure knew what was going on, but I was just like the dumb one. Even when people was telling me like, yo, they about to like attach you to this. I'm like, man, no they ain't. Even with both of them afterwards kept wanting to talk to me about it. Like, I'm talking about, like, after a week of us still moving around before we go to the police
Before you
station.
got arrested?
Nah, like a week before I got arrested. They were still trying to talk about the situation, like the homicide and all that stuff. And I really wasn't trying to talk about it. Like, I didn't want nothing to do with it. I didn't want nothing to do with it. Like, I wasn't trying to talk about it. Even when, like, whether they wanted to get the stories together, because the old head would pull up. Like, he would pull up in, like, his brother's car while I'm at my grandma's house. Me and Dane never even got. He was trying to talk up in Erie. Like, so on our way back to Meeville, he was trying to talk up there, but I wasn't even. I didn't think it was a big deal. I'm like, what do we need to talk about? Like, now let me tell you this. I was the first one to leave the house and to score money.
What do you mean?
Like, I'm the only one. Like, I was the only one that got to the money first. Cause the like how they talking about the purse was in the bedroom. The purse wasn't in the bedroom. The purse was like in the living room, like on a fucking in like a rocking chair, like a recliner. That's where the purse was at. The purse wasn't in no goddamn and they never even asked that. Like, the police never even asked that.
Where the money was?
Where they found the purse was in a trash can. That's where they found it. Cause I just took some money. I took some money and took the car keys and just threw it in the porch. Cause the garbage can was by the back door. So, and the car is in the back. So where it points to my house. So I just toss it right there, and it's right at the top. I think it was like on the top of the garbage can lid, and I was out. So and I hit the car. It was really right. It was in a parking lot next to this. It was a car lot, like where they sell cars. It was next to it, so I'm getting it. I'm trying to get it first thing in the morning. I'm talking about like 6 o'clock to go to Erie, so to get out of town, to come back early or ditch the car somewhere. As soon as we get, like, before we get into Meeville, because I wasn't going to bring the car back with the lady, being up. So this time I was just going to ditch it.
Did you know did you know she was dead?
No, not at that time. No.
Like, when you all left the house.
All separate.
Alright, you got the money out of the purse.
Yeah.
The other two, were searching the house?
Yeah.
It makes sense. Being a part of that lifestyle, it makes sense that the older guy, he knew enough to sort of look around the house.
Yeah.
You're a kid, you're the purse, you're taking money out of the purse. That's what teenagers do. But the older guy, he's looking for something more because he knows.
Yeah.
And
yeah. then how I was able to spot, all right, the window that I went through, because I went through the window and went and unlocked the door for them, the back door. The purse was like directly in front of me, and the because where the window I come through, there was the dining room or living room or something. It was a dining room or a living room. They saying her room was over from that. So I'm going through a room. I'm on a couch. I go through the window. I'm on a couch. I go through. I walk and go through the kitchen, and the back door is in the kitchen. That's the door that they came through. But the
Did
purse
they have gloves
was
on?
they did.
Both of them?
Not yeah, both of them did. And and that's what they said. One was on her.
Yeah.
One
Why?
was on
Why
her.
did they even have gloves? I mean, like, where are?
Because they had more sense than me.
I know, but where did they get them?
Out of my house.
The gloves?
My house is next. Yeah, my house is next door. That's when when we told the old head, like, yo, we about to go steal this car, blah 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 blah. He like, y'all better get some gloves. That's
But
when
why?
I go.
Why didn't you wear gloves?
I just thought I never wear gloves.
Because you ain't thinking
Yeah,
you're thinking of you're just taking a car and a couple dollars.
I never.
That makes sense.
I never did it before. Like I ain't like why start? But they never cared about that. They swear they never cared about that, and I can see why. Like it all makes sense. Like, all right, if we got somebody just taking the blame,
Yeah.
then
Case closed.
yeah, like everything's good. Then
But even still, Aaron, I'm gonna go back to the felony murder. All three of
Yeah.
y'all would have went and have life. Something happened
But
with those two dudes, man.
But they made sure they stayed away from it. Like they made sure that like they never say that they were there.
Yeah, because think about it. If because that was in the news. That was a big case. If that's in the news, people are already they're gonna be looking at like, dang, these two dudes didn't go to jail, they didn't get no charges. We gotta stay away from them. You know, so their street cred is ruined, which the cops wouldn't want to happen because they obviously had plans for them.
Yeah. Which I said, like, I want to know more. I really want to know more about it. But I mean, the Dame one, he did a lot of talking though. He did a lot of talking afterwards. He did a lot of talking.
What do you mean?
A whole bunch. Like he'll talk about it freely now. Even early 2000s, like we say like in between or when I came upstate, we say like 2003 to 2010, and even now, like he'll talk freely about it. I'm dead ass serious in the streets and all that.
About killing her.
No, just about more involvement. He won't say well, I think he mentioned that you have to talk to my dad because those dudes that talked to my dad that he told them shit. Like deep shit that I don't even know.
The family of this lady should really hear this, should know this, because if one of my loved ones died and somebody's saying, hey, you know, the story could have been, you might have it all wrong, I'd want to know, man. I want to get to the bottom of it. And I certainly want to know, why the hell aren't those two dudes in jail with him?
Yeah. Then there's actually a dude on my block, right?
Why did they make the 15-year-old the scapegoat in this?
Well, I thought it was thinking that, like, I thought it was the detective helping me.
I mean, yeah, you're 15.
I thought it was helping me. Now look, there's a dude on this block right now, right? Mm-hmm. From Meadville, right? He don't have a clue, like, who exactly I am. He knows the story, and he brought it up to me, but I never told him, like, yeah, I'm one of the ones that was involved. But he was like, I swear to God, he's like, he's
Aaron,
like,
I know you've been in prison for a very long time.
Yo, he's like, I know his last name's Murphy. He's like, yo, are you familiar? Because you remember, I lived behind the store and I live next to the victim. He's like, did you remember the story? Because he's talking about all the big stories in Meeville. He's like, yo, do you remember the story about the lady that got killed behind Valesky's? That's the store that we lived behind. And he was like, uh, and they said somebody raped her, and they charged the one kid. I'm like looking at him like sideways, like, do you know my name? You know what I mean? And he was like, there was one that they said he didn't did it. Nobody believes he did it because nobody in the town believed it. You know what I mean? But he still today. I never walked up until like, do you know who I am? Today I swear to God, he said this shit. He said this shit like 2 months ago, and I never. He knows my brother. He knows my brother. He just don't know. This is not the first time this happened either. It happened at Forest.
It's a small world.
Yeah, it happened at Forest. I'm sitting in the chow hall. They was like, yo, you know Ryan Wilson's brother's here? Because my brother was like real good at basketball and all that. And I'm sitting at the table with them. And lived on the same block. Huh?
What did you say? Like, oh yeah, he is?
I waited till we get back to the block. Cause I didn't know if it was like some like a oppish story, like if my brother beat him up, my brother beat him up or anything like that. But this kid's on the block, man. I swear. And he mentioned it. He mentioned this case and don't know he lives right under me and don't know that like I'm from the same town as you and you're
the kid.
That story, yeah, I'm the one. And I would think he would catch on by like how long I've been in jail.
Aaron, it's about to cut us off.